Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. I just want to get started. We're not going to do any of the opening stuff, really. I want to look at this. It is a powerful scene. It is an energetic scene. It does seem that there is a bit of turmoil. I'm just going to say that right off the top, but I feel like there is room, and I see this in, well, this division right here, but there is room for space to succeed. Okay? This is like a feeling of a thorn being in your foot, right? Like a stone that is a little bit sharp. It's in your shoe. It is, inaccessible where you're at. For some reason, you can't take off your shoe and get it out. And you're walking, and it is painful. It's painful, but it's necessary, right? It's necessary for you to feel the pain so you know that you have to do something to change it. Okay? So let's take a look. We start with the number 12. Okay, 1, 2. We have a person standing here. Look at this. They are wearing some kind of, robe, something flowing. Usually when I see like kind of this oversized garment on somebody with their arms raised especially, I know that this is somebody like wearing like a robe or like a flowy kind of, what are those things called? Kafgans? Is that right? Am I totally making up a word? I don't know. But yeah, something that you would see on like a priest or a high priestess. Okay, a devotee. This doesn't mean that you belong to like a cult or anything. That's not what I'm saying. But I see you in your faith. You are married to the way. Now, which way is that? Well, that's individual to each of us, right? There's many paths to God, or the divine, or to the greater awe, as there are beings in this universe. Whatever that means, whatever a being is, if it's conscious or not, or what, I don't know. But as many perceived novel things, there is a road to the greater. Infinite. So many ways to go. Okay, so I feel that you have found your thing. You have reactivated it. If it was something from the past, if it is a new thing, you are building it up. What is your passion? Are you making money? Building a business? Are you building yourself up? Going on a healing journey? Maybe you're doing magic. Maybe you're divining. Maybe you are creating. Maybe you found that love and courtship and mingling is the thing for you. It doesn't matter what it is. It does not matter what it is. I really think that for the first time in at least a little while, you're finding some reason to look forward to your days. Now, you might be living in terror, like most of us, or at least having the anxiety, of the world as it is. But I feel like in your personal life, you are beginning to see that everything is made up. Everything is made up. And usually traditions only last for so long. They're also made up. That means that we can set them down That means that we get to create our own if we want to. The thing with the dissolution of a strong held belief within the collective zeitgeist is that when these things start to fall apart, when we start to say, hey, I'm looking at this and this doesn't make sense anymore. Hey, I'm not really into this. And guess what? Nobody else that do I know that is going to support this idea or this belief or this conditioning or this social moray, right? No. And it starts to fall apart. But guess what? In that, and yes, it's scary, and yes, we don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? But there's an opportunity there. Oh, baby, there's an opportunity. The jumbling is happening. Things are falling away. And guess what? That's going to leave a lot of room. It's going to leave a lot of room. Now, what are we going to let move into that room, right? What are we going to allow to grow? So, we see right up here, we have a person. We have a person here holding some kind of device or weapon or something. I don't know what it is. We have a person over here holding something, but it seems as though there is some kind of clash. Okay? So you're fighting. You're fighting yourself. You're fighting yourself. That's the big thing. All day long, we can find reasons to be mad at other people. We don't like their ideas. We don't like the way that they move. We don't like their attitude. We don't like the way they dress. We don't like how much money they have or don't have. We don't like, so many things. I mean, how many markers are there within our identities, for people to find some kind of, problem with? And for us to find problems with in other people. There's lots of reasons why. Okay? And when there's some pressure and oppression and the energy that is going around, oh baby, people get frenzied, right? I remember once my cats, I had, who was going on at that time? It was years ago. So it was my old boy, Guirdo, rest in peace, my love, my beautiful, beautiful orange boy. It was him and it was Pudgy, who is still kicking around here. He's 18 now. And there was a cat outside, right? They started to get upset. It came over by the window. They started to, do their yowling and all that. And then they started fighting with each other because they couldn't get at this cat outside. And they're going at it. And you know what? I very stupidly stuck my hands in there to get them apart. And yeah, what happened? It wasn't pretty for me. That frenzy will have people turning on anyone and everyone. So we have to move with grace, slowly, easily, employing the stealth, right? What is stealth? To be unnoticed, right? If you've ever raised kids, you know what this is like. Maybe you're like me, you get up a little earlier than everybody else. Babe, you have never, ever seen somebody ninja their way out of a room, around the house, like I do. I do not want to wake up the cats. I don't want to wake up my husband. I don't want to wake up my kid. I am a stealth ninja up in here. You know what I mean? Because I need my time. I need my time. So we can apply this. It's in the initiate processes. This is going into the gray, or being the gray person. Gray man is usually what it's called. And it's going unnoticed, learning to move around without people noticing you. And so in particular, am of the belief, this is me, I'm not saying this for, I'm not saying it on behalf of anybody else or implying that this is true for anybody else. But I do believe that in this time that is coming up that we are in, we're already in there, babe. But a lot of us are kind of like processing like, okay, now it's on. Like we are in the, what is it called? The Thunderdome? Yeah, we're in the Thunderdome, babe. All right. So, and I mean greater community, society, the world right now, okay? The atmosphere of the world, the air that we are all breathing. And this is all kind of, I'm speaking in metaphor a little bit. I don't want to get like into the details. We all know what's going on, on so many levels, right? Pick your crisis. But I feel like so much work that needs to be done on a personal level and on a local level is going to, I think, be done by those who are really kind of moving in silence. For if that's a good thing or a bad thing, right? I do believe that we keep our head down. Right? We wear the all mask, the everyman mask. And we, move from one situation to the next, kind of, just blending into things. So that in those private areas where you are doing the work, you are doing the magic, you are building your life and, getting yourself set up and oriented towards the future here. A lot of this needs to be done without provocation. And I really believe, just based on us heading in the Americas, in North America, I guess South America, I'm misspeaking here. We will be heading into the new seasons, right? We're getting into the warmer seasons. I don't want to be like a fearmonger about anything, but I cannot emphasize how anxious I am about what the summer is going to be like in America. This summer is going to probably be, I don't even know what's going to happen. I have no idea. But we should be fortifying ourselves, right? And learning to move through our environments, if you're in a town, a city, or whatever, you might be rural like me, but I still encounter people every day, lots of people. And so, just kind of bringing that energetic force that you have a little bit in, camouflaging it. I can't advocate for going out and trying to make a stand. I just can't. I'm sorry. If you're doing content and that kind of thing, or going out and being directly involved in your community or local, politics and law and all this, more power to you. You're very brave. You're very brave. But I think for a lot of us, and, I have a prominent Aquarius position and my moon, and I think people like us, we're going to be doing the work quietly. Obviously I'm here. Not a lot of people watch my videos anyways, so, but I think a lot of us were doing it quietly, and that's the way that it's going to be stronger and stronger yet. Okay. We live in a world where everybody feels like we need to announce everything that's going on and what we're doing and curate it. And I think that's fine. Of course. I think it's very meaningful to document and to share knowledge and experience and stuff. But we're in a we're in a place where something needs to happen in this collective sickness that we are becoming very aware of. Okay? The mind viruses that have been for our entire lives, intentionally and sometimes not intentionally, activated within the collective conscious of humans, and we're really becoming quite aware of this, I think, and in the mainstream. And for those of us who have been doing this work for a majority of our time here in our bodies, it maybe isn't as surprising. It's still very intense, but then we're met with the energies of people who are really tripping out, dude. Like, really, like, oh my gosh, like, it's all, it's all happening. And so, I think being the support and continuing on living a life that, now I'm not saying to just keep doing what you're doing. If you are starting to figure out like, like how I'm living is just really, feeding on my vital resources. I have no time to even prepare myself for anything because I'm working just to keep the lights on, and I work a million, hours a week, and I'm running around with the kids and the traffic and the, the poisonous foods and, that I'm consuming and all of the stuff, man. We've known it. I don't know what happened. I'm so glad I did. But dang, dude, this shift is hardcore. I know you're feeling it. I know you are. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep... This is like... I'm having a hard time doing my readings because I just get in this place where it's like, So we have the Empress. We also, here's the Empress sitting enthroned. You can see the chair right here. We also have the number 4. We have the sign of electricity or fire. So this is going to be that wand energy. We also have the number 25 right here. We have the letter H. Maybe it is CHA, if that means something to you. CHO, maybe. So the Empress brings the new beginning. The Empress is very in line with Persephone and Demeter. These are harvest goddesses and a daughter and a mother. So they're really the same goddess in a lot of ways. They are different aspects of the goddess, but they in different ages. But this is kind of that timeless dynamic of mother and daughter, and both of them needing to be united in a way, not necessarily directly always entangled with one another, but having this kind of unbreakable bond and cycle of building and destroying, and things coming into their birth and growth and peak and descent, and then ultimately their dissolution. But then the resorting of those elements of being, right? And because they don't go away, it's not destroyed. It is, as something putrefies and turns to dust, basically, it is recombined into other things. And so it is the Ouroboros very much the Persephone and Demeter. It is that ever cycle. And so when we see the Empress, it very much speaks on this energetic force that we all have, right? The ability to build and come into our wholeness within that build. And then as that thing comes into, its peak and descent and entropy, really, as it starts to uncombine itself. So then, we go through these death processes in our life. These you can see in things like the flow of Saturn through one's life when we have our Saturn returns. Most often, this is a time when things start to fall apart for you. You get divorced, you have medical issues, people pass away, you might be forced to move or, have some kind of incident where, like, God forbid, your house like burns or something, something like that. But the Empress knows that there is a rise, right? With every end, there is a beginning and, all that cliche stuff. So when I see this, there is a sense of strength. I mean, just ultimate strength, knowing that and believing and trusting in that you will rise again. You are rising again. You have risen again. Okay. You are the captain of your own destiny. And I think that you're very aware of that. Not only that, standing in the knowledge that no matter where you are, wherever you end up, you will make it work. You're not going to just succumb to whatever the circumstance is. No. You have that power, that thing in the very base of you that keeps you growing, evolving, shedding, growing, evolving, shedding. Okay? And so this is really, really the temperature of this next period of time for you. You are coming into a new part of your life. It is a new era. And you will be brave. You will be brave. I don't think it's going to be easy. In fact, I know it won't be. But it will be worth it. It will. I promise you. Okay, let's see. We have, again, the number 12 right here. 1 and a 2. Now, we also have somebody holding something over you. You have a person in your life who I feel like maybe you had been aligned with at some time. And that made sense, But I think that in your openness, in your devotion to your choice, right, and staying in it, it has become this thing where it's like collecting ammunition, really, like against one another, right? Taking note of every misdeed or everything that they didn't like that you did, or this or that, right? And holding something over your head, holding it over your head. And I feel that there has been probably at least the beginning stages of separation from this person. Now, it could be that you're fully already separated, maybe even divorced, or you're non-contact, or, whatever. But they still have this power over you. And I think that is a big part of like where things need to be kind of resorted, where you need to be really focusing on the work of autonomy, right? Of standing in your individuality, remembering yourself, getting to know yourself again, all these kinds of things out of the context of like, us, we. When you're with somebody or you are close and with a family member or whatever, you are constantly thinking as the whole, right? As the two people or the family unit or whatever it is. And I think that there has been, kind of a fracture in that thinking. I think you've kind of been dislodged. I imagine that you are in this place where you're starting to use saying I. Oh yeah, I would like to do that, or I am going somewhere instead of we. You know what I mean? And I know that seems very subtle, but you will pick up on it. If you've ever been around somebody that's like going through a separation, which of course we all have, right? You start to notice that shift. And I feel that. I really feel that. Now, we also have this, 79, the number 79. And I have a feeling that there's also an energy of we come from the same place. I keep hearing that, like we come from the same place. I don't know what that means. But also just from the same place. We come from. Now I'm going to have to go meditate on the word from, just to see, like, what does that pull up? Right? Let's see. We're going to do our lucky numbers. 3 lucky numbers. 46. Ooh. 94. 41. All right. And I also want to pull you one card. I just want to pull you a card to give you an energy to go walking with. Oh, get out of here. Go. Leave. It's time for you to go now. Oh, we have that Empress energy, babe. You know it. I love you so much. I really do. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for being here with me. We'll talk later. All right. Take care of yourselves. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, do that. Do it. If not, don't. Bye.